In his book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill explores 6 basic fears that humans often experience in their lives. It's interesting to note that we are not born with these fears, they develop as we grow older and absorb limiting beliefs from our surroundings. The 6 fears are: fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of sickness, fear of loss or separation, fear of old age, fear of death. Some people carry these fears throughout their lives, while others encounter them intermittently. Today, we'll discuss these fears. The fear of poverty, officially known as peniophobia, is an abnormal dread of being poor or experiencing financial hardship. It's important to distinguish this fear from aporophobia, which involves harboring hostility towards the impoverished or those lacking resources. For many individuals, the fear of poverty originates in childhood, particularly among those who have overcome a poor and economically deprived upbringing. Even when currently enjoying an abundant lifestyle, people with peniophobia live in constant fear that their prosperity could vanish at any moment. Symptoms of peniophobia manifest through obsessive thoughts and nightmares centered around losing everything. Affected individuals may become fixated on their possessions and exhibit a reluctance to enjoy their wealth, instead focusing excessively on saving. This can lead to anxiety, panic attacks, nausea, and insomnia, with symptoms intensifying as worst-case scenarios dominate their thoughts. 2 potential approaches to overcoming peniophobia are hypnotherapy and cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Hypnotherapy works by reprogramming the subconscious mind's response to money, wealth, and poverty, essentially reverting it to its original state when we first entered the world. CBT, on the other hand, involves seeking guidance from a therapist experienced in addressing irrational fears. Nosophobia, an all-consuming fear of life-threatening diseases like HIV or cancer, greatly impacts mental health and induces irrational behavior. A common symptom is excessive doctor's appointments, even with multiple checkups and reassurances. This fear can lead to anxiety, panic attacks, and depression. Hypnotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, are effective treatments. NLP combines neurology and linguistics to reshape thinking patterns and address anxiety and stress stemming from fears like nosophobia. By dissociating and reframing the phobia, irrational reactions are diminished. Through therapeutic interventions like hypnotherapy, CBT, and NLP, individuals can overcome the fear of diseases. While health is important, excessive worry hinders overall well-being. Seeking proper support helps manage nosophobia's debilitating effects, leading to a more balanced and fulfilling life. The fear of criticism is perhaps the most common fear that people experience. How often have you worried about how someone might react to you or your work? This fear can make individuals defensive and closed off from others, even when criticism is meant to be constructive. It can create a sense of feeling attacked. Anxiety and panic attacks frequently accompany this fear. The nervousness of constantly being judged and critiqued contributes to these symptoms. Insecurity is another prominent symptom, often masked by defensiveness and indecisiveness. Some individuals may withdraw and remain in the background to avoid criticism and refrain from advocating for themselves. On the other hand, some may adopt a loud and boastful demeanor to overshadow anyone who attempts to critique them. Similar to the fear of poverty, the fear of criticism can also stem from childhood experiences. Unhealed wounds from the past may manifest as this fear in adulthood. Seeking therapy is an excellent way to address and treat this fear. By working with a therapist, you can explore your childhood and deeper wounds, identify the underlying causes of your fear, and subsequently develop strategies to overcome it. In some cases, therapists may recommend medication to alleviate the intensity of this phobia. Thanatophobia, derived from the Greek words thanatos, meaning death, and phobia, meaning fear, refers to the fear of death. In modern times, this phobia is believed to be on the rise as more people pass away in hospitals rather than at home. Understanding and treating the fear of death is complex and multifaceted. The fear of death encompasses 3 main factors: the fear of one's own death, the fear of the death of a loved one, and the fear of the process of dying. While it is a universal truth that we are all destined to die, individuals with thanatophobia experience an exaggerated fear of death. The severity of this fear varies among individuals, with some avoiding thoughts of death or attending funerals, while others are plagued by daily panic attacks at the mere notion of non-existence. People with thanatophobia may avoid activities that they perceive as potentially endangering their life or the lives of their loved ones. Like other phobias, traumatic events can trigger the fear of death. Losing a loved one, particularly during childhood, or encountering a corpse can contribute to the development of this phobia. Furthermore, parents can pass this fear on to their children. Thanatophobics struggle to see beyond this fear, feeling unable to control every aspect of their life to safeguard against death, which can trigger panic attacks and mental breakdowns. Symptoms of thanatophobia may begin with an intense desire to control every aspect of life to avoid potential harm. Engaging in activities that carry even a remote risk of danger, such as sports involving physical contact, becomes unthinkable. Hospitals and funerals elicit significant anxiety, and the mere thought of these events can induce panic attacks. Social withdrawal and subsequent depression may ensue as individuals fear that anything could easily end their life. Some may even attempt to exert control over the lives of their loved ones from a distance. Reasoning with someone suffering from thanatophobia proves challenging as they struggle to rationalize their fears. Hypnotherapy, neuro-linguistic programming, and cognitive behavioral therapy are among the top treatment options for this phobia. Additionally, finding meaning in spirituality and/or religion can assist individuals in overcoming their fear of death. Confronting any fear head-on is ultimately the most effective approach to conquering it. Thank you all so much for watching today. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one.